team. We wanted to open our lead PvPers, taking on an entire squadron of the opposing team. We wanted to open with that. It's just kind of a good way to showcase what you can do as a single player against an entire army of foes. But hi and welcome. This is our ArcheAge live stream. We've had now 3 beta tests.
We just finished up 3 and we're getting
I was like writing the article.
Number 4 starts tomorrow, man.
Oh my gosh. I was writing the article and I'm like, writing, no, this could only be the second. Wait,
the
no, it's
numbers
the
are
third. Wait, no, it's the 4th one. And they're like, no, okay, we just keep going. But I guess let's do some introductions, ladies first.
Sure. Hi, I'm Victoria, also known as Firegate on the forums, and I'm the lead producer for ArcheAge.
Hi, I am Amanda, also known as Amory on the forums, and I am the associate producer for ArcheAge.
And my name's Evan. You probably know me as Scapes on the forums, and I'm your community manager. And I guess we're here to talk about a lot of stuff about ArcheAge, but things related to, let's see, how CBE3 went, how CBE4 is going to go, open beta, and beyond.
Yeah, so just a quick reminder for any folks who are new to the stream, welcome. ArcheAge is a game that is created by XL Games in Korea, and Tryon Worlds is thrilled to be able to bring it here to the West. We're bringing it both to North America and to Europe. And if you want to know exact locations, check out our forums. It's a very, very long list. So we just finished off Beta 3, and we start Beta 4 tomorrow. I can't believe there's like no time in between. This is crazy.
Yep.
It is so much fun.
Let me just ask, you guys on the forums, you were estimating like, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks before they do the next one, or they're really going to drag it out, and we're going to have to wait. It's going to be like a desert of waiting. And I remember there was a lot of excitement when, I remember you guys knew it was excitement when I said that, when you guys told me the new date, and I'm like, oh, we're not waiting.
Yeah,
we're just going through. Oh, this is going to be exciting. They're going to love that. So, no, I remember the reaction on the forums was pretty strong. People were kind of happy about that. Yep. So, wow, we're starting in just a couple hours.
I know, isn't it crazy? Yeah.
Yes, it is crazy.
I know. It's like we are less than 24 hours away.
This is the longest and shortest week ever.
Yes.
I don't know how that happens at the same time, but it's
totally
happening.
It is. Oh, but Beta 3 was really amazing.
Yes.
Thanks to your help with Betas 1 and 2, we were able to really get our interfaces much more stable. So the issues that folks saw in Beta 1 and 2, much, much fewer in Beta 3. And with Beta 4, we are making even more improvements. So hopefully it all goes well, and then this will be grand. And then we will be ready to move on to the next event. Yep. I know, there's not a whole lot of time.
You mean PAX, right?
PAX, yes, PAX, right, PAX.
Straight into PAX.
Yeah. It's, so for those who actually haven't read the forums, we posted up an announcement, I think it was pretty late last night, because I pulled a late night to make sure that announcement got up.
We've been working kind of long hours.
Yes, yeah. What's sleep like? I've forgotten.
Sleep doesn't happen anymore.
No, it's fun. I get on, what is it, FaceTime with my parents. Are like, you've got more bags under your eyes than before. Are they treating you okay over there? I'm like, yeah, we're just
I swear, I tell
a lot
them to go
to
home.
do. It's true, they do. It's actually very true. But CBE3, so we had some very important updates in terms of our billing integration system, I thought.
Yes.
Yes, and just in terms of just stability and...
Yeah, the primary challenge is stability.
Yeah.
It's really interesting when you get a system that's built to interface with one platform, the XL Games platform that they have in Korea, and we're adapting it to integrate with our system. And the specific system that's used for the store is used for authentication, and it's used for whether or not you get your patron status, and it's just this, like, it's this really core piece of software. And it is really complicated, and trying to make sure we get all of that integrated correctly is where a lot of our challenges have been. But thanks to all of the testing that everyone's been doing and all of the beta events, we've been able to identify where a lot of those issues are and are resolving them.
Yeah, and actually I think we
have
only
resolved a lot of them.
Yeah, we only had like 1 server crash during all of CBE3.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's not bad at all. Other than that, I guess people are asking a lot, of course, about the marketplace and what our optimization is going to be. And I think I actually mentioned in the patch notes that we're actually working with Excel to figure out what the starting state of the marketplace is going to be.
Right.
Yeah. So you guys are helping us with, honestly, the data you're providing and your feedback on the forums.
Yep.
So. And as for forum feedback, I'm seeing a lot of people asking about some popular topics. We will get to them, I assure you. We just
we're not ignoring you.
I have produced a little bit of a rundown, which we're going to go through first, but we will definitely touch on the salient topics you guys have been bringing up on the boards. So I guess that was CBE3. How about CBE4?
Oh, CBE4 is where we introduce French and German, and that is going to be awesome. So one of the really cool things that we've been able to do with XL Games, they've been able to actually set it up so that French, German, and English all play on the same servers. So whoever your friends are, whatever language you speak of those three, you can log on and go ahead and play. And so just pick your language. You pick the language. If you haven't already tried it, if you're on alpha, you can go ahead and pick your language in the Glyph client under the settings, and then the game will launch in that language.
And actually, the localization team made a real point to actually go back and update the patch notes, and you'll actually see it on the boards right now. And they made a point to say, no, we're working at was it localizing in French and German to be the way it was originally intended
meant
to be.
To be experienced.
Right.
They are. It is an ongoing. Like, this is obviously the first time we've put the French and German translations out there, and so now is the part where they are refining those translations. They are fixing bugs. They are cleaning it up. French and German translation follows English for us, which is why it took this amount of time to finally get all this put in one place. So that is going to be an ongoing, like any MMO, text is an ongoing improvement.
Yes.
Well, especially the more that we add, the more we have to add. And then again, I think we talked about the translation process last stream about how it goes first to English and then French to German.
We probably did, but it might be worth sort of repeating.
Please, yeah.
So the way that it works with Korean to English, and some of you probably are very aware of this if you speak Korean or other similar languages, the grammar is very, very different. How they refer to objects and subjects in a sentence, how they refer to male and female, singular and plural, it's all a little bit different from the way we do it in English, French, and German. And so to make sure that we are adapting everything correctly, we go first from Korean to English, edit that, make sure that that is really, really solid, and then go from English to French and German. Yeah. And so that's why it takes a little bit longer than if we were starting out in English and we only just had to go to French and German.
It's true, yeah. And then the build that we have for CB4 actually just went up on alpha like a couple of minutes ago, I think?
No, the build for CB4 went up on alpha
Tuesday.
Help me, what day was it? Tuesday.
Losing track of days.
Tuesday morning. The fifth day I was working in a row.
Oh my gosh,
no,
right.
Tuesday morning.
Vacations.
Earlier today on Alpha was actually the store backend that went up there.
That's what that was.
It was the billing platform that went
Okay.
up.
Yeah. So that is the billing platform that we will have for Beta 4 and moving forward.
And then actually for the size of the event, this is actually going to be even bigger than the last one, twice as large, we're thinking. And you were saying, actually, you were comfortable saying the size of the random invite quantity.
Well, it's 7 figures.
So that's
you can do the
lot.
math. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That is not counting patrons, and that's not counting giveaways. That is purely from people who've signed up for beta on our site.
Yes, and the people who are actually very concerned about the fact that our giveaways didn't start, they have all started. You can find them all. They are probably running a bit low as of, like, what time is it now?
I haven't checked recently.
Yeah, so, but I'm sure you can still find some of them out there. And again, we're still actually giving out sets of CBE4 single-use codes to our streamers, so definitely check that out on Twitch. And other than that, let's see, we also had a new patching update as well, which we can talk about a bit.
Yeah. So the folks that are on Alpha will have noticed that you've had to download an 8 gig update in the last few days. What that is that is now the full download size. No more 24 gigs. It is now 8. Thanks to our amazing engineers here with help from XL Games, we've been able to go ahead and shrink the size of that download and change how we do the patching. So there's still, we're continuing to improve upon it. There's still a few little bugs with it, but they're working pretty hard at making sure that all of that is working as well as possible. And no more big downloads.
Oh yeah, that's a really
those 24 gig downloads were doozy.
Yeah. No, we heard the feedback, and of course, we ourselves downloading on our home PCs, it's like, no, that takes time, and it's not a lot enjoyable when you're doing it multiple times in a row. So we
I would
definitely
give
want
anything to
address
have
that.
Korean internet, actually, where that 24 gigs is like, it's no big deal, because they're like, oh, we got that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Go home.
Go get a coffee.
Some people do,
done.
but I don't.
No.
So we are definitely, I'm seeing the feedback in both in the channel and we're seeing it on the forums. We have seen some reports of a few players in Alpha potentially a lot of players in alpha experiencing some increased latency. We actually have the team looking into it right now. We actually have a thread where we're asking people for details on their ISPs, because we want to see if there's any trending there, anything that we can kind of determine to be an issue, and again, solve it before we go live. So continue to give us that the feedback on the forum so we can action it, so we can figure out what the heck's going on.
Yep.
Again, we determined that it wasn't a huge number because, like, again, all the streamers last night were
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much
certainly
okay.
not everyone.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit harder to figure
Right,
out.
a little bit,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
if
So
it was
we're-
everyone, it would be easy.
But basically, yeah, if you are having issues, tell us about it so we can fix it. Simple as that. Let's see. Other than that, did we want to start touching on open beta, or do we want to show the latest from Narya featuring a little bit of Frozen?
I think a musical
Little
interlude might be
musical interlude. Okay,
appropriate.
let's see if I can pull this guy up over here, and yeah. No, I refuse to sing. I saw that request.
Sorry if you heard some snickering in the
Maybe
background.
at
We were-
launch. Maybe at launch, we'll see. But
we were being amused at the comments on
so
the
for
music.
those who, again, for our new arrivals, that is, of course, our musical composition system. We've had a couple of players really taking it to heart and kind of making that their focus, which is awesome. We kind of really dig it. This user in particular has just been kind of like doing one cover after another, and they're all kind of awesome. But yeah, and it's more than just piano. There's a whole variety. In fact, there's some from the cash shop. I think we showed 40 live streams ago,
Yes.
like with tenor sax and like a
Flutes,
special
there's
piccolo.
a
Yeah,
Samshin, yep.
yeah. So really cool.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I composed "Mary Had a Little Lamb" on my Samshin. That was my
that's pretty
accomplishment.
awesome, actually. Yeah.
I am not musically inclined. But
Yeah, but so yeah, we've actually seen people like even doing like little bands and stuff, getting groups of people together to play stuff together. It's awesome.
Yep.
We love it. How are we preparing for open beta?
We are, oh, wow.
I'm just going to throw that out
There's
right
servers
now.
involved and
Right.
lots
Such
of
hardware.
A lot
Very
of hardware.
Yeah.
So one of the things that the folks, especially who are playing on alpha, should be aware of is that as we move forward into open beta, that the hardware that you guys are playing on is going to turn into open beta hardware. We are saving the databases, so do not worry, your characters are not dying, but we will take your hardware away.
We are.
It
so
does have to come
we
down
kinda
eventually.
need it.
It
Yeah.
does, it does.
Well, because remember when we were talking about like, oh, we really want another alpha server. Well, you can take it from this group, or we're going to need it
We're
back.
gonna need it back.
Right.
Yeah, and we would have needed it back, earlier
Open beta
than,
hardware.
than
We
the-
are
the other
saving the
servers.
databases.
And I
So
think
do
the
not
other
worry,
thing
your
to clarify is
characters
that
are not
actually,
dying.
even though before we were saying
But
that
we will
actually
take
come
your
down
hardware
with
away.
open beta,
are.
it's actually
It does
still a
have to
little
come
bit-
down
we kinda
eventually.
need it.
We
Yeah.
need time to take those servers
Because remember we're-
and save away the databases, wipe the servers, and
We're
get them
talking about
ready
like,
for
oh, we
open
really
beta.
want another alpha server. Well, you can take it from this group, or we're going to need it
We're
back.
gonna need it back.
Right.
Yeah, and we would have needed it back. And no, we're not going to tell you when that's going to happen.
No. A little early for that.
Yep.
And then, let's see, other than that, we did want to mention that the open beta build actually will be our launch build. Sorry,
Yeah.
our feature.
Our feature set build, yes.
Yeah.
A little different. There may actually be some small text changes between the two, but yeah, basically what you're playing in open beta will be what you're playing at launch.
Yep. We will not be wiping for open beta. The build will be different, and then we'll be wiping after open beta.
Correct, right before head start. This thing keeps hitting the mic, so I'm going to try to prevent it from doing that, because there we go.
Because then they get weird noises, and that's not good.
No weird noises.
Nope. But one thing we do want to point out, or a few things we want to point out, is that with the open beta build being the launch build, you folks have been playing on beta and alpha for a number of events, or for a number of months, depending on which one you're playing on. That it's going to be a little bit different in that some of the features that you have access to right now, you won't have access to during open beta. The primary one there is Aurora. So we are going to be closing the continent of Aurora to start with, partially because, well, really mostly, because we want to make sure that folks have a good chance to go ahead and be able to claim castles and not have one guild that's been gearing up, that's all ready to go, that is just kind of like, they've got their whole plan, they know everything, they've done it on beta, they've done it on alpha, they know how to get it there, and then they take over the entire server. So we want to make sure that there's actually an opportunity for folks to have time to prepare, to get ready, and then it'll be a mass charge, but there'll be a charge of multiple people instead of just one group.
So if you're familiar with how ArcheAge launched in other regions, they did this as well. Aurora castle claiming was turned off in Russia as well to give some time. And the idea is basically to normalize groups. So it's like a combination of preparation, sheer guild size, as well as timing is to allow everyone kind of a bunch of time to get their stuff built up before it becomes a race for Aurora.
And for folks who I'm sure are going to ask when we will turn Aurora on, we don't really know. So we're going to be watching the guilds as they build up, both in size and power, to try to understand when the best time is to turn on Aurora. One thing we are going to try very hard to do, though, is to turn Aurora on in a relatively reasonable time in your local time zone. So North America will get turned on at a time frame that most people can attend, and Europe the same thing. So they'll be turned on at different times just because we're in different time zones.
Let's see. I did want to address something that actually just came up in the chat, asking about custom logos actually swapping out. We've actually been tracking that internally. We don't want people to get the logos that they didn't put on themselves. That can obviously be confusing and frustrating. So we're going to figure out what's at play there. Probably some database thing that we can fix on our end.
Yeah, at this point we're not sure
IDs,
exactly what's causing the problem. So folks are investigating. And once we have a fix, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. You guys have actually been remarkably busy this past week with regards to both talking to Excel, but also just getting ready for PAX, getting ready for CBE4. But I guess one of the things we've been actually talking with them about is obviously not just also what's being removed at launch, but also how we're doing with regards to crafting and how we're doing with balancing the crafting.
Yep.
And I wanted to just kind of give them the sense of where we are with addressing concerns like they're having. We're seeing concerns like even just in chat about how the Archeum trees won't be available because they won't be able to get the special water from Aurora and such like that. And but basically we've been in talk with them, and we're actually just provided new gameplay data to them last night, right?
So part of this is that we are in a situation where we have relatively blank slate servers with the current Archeum drop rate. The Korea servers had an existing higher drop rate before they switched to this. So we have been collecting data for XL Games so they can actually see on a server that doesn't have a backlog of Archeum, what does it look like throughout the beta events for Archeum drop rates. That has been an ongoing discussion with them so that we can get those rates adjusted to where they should be for our region.
So there you go. Let's see, other things that are going to be happening. Oh, yeah, for some reason there was a rumor that the marketplace wouldn't be live during Head Start, which is just a rumor.
The marketplace is fun.
Yeah.
Dude.
And again, we've added more stuff to it on the alpha right now. People are definitely checking it out. We're eager to get feedback on what those items are. And then also Apex will also be actually available during Head Start as well, I believe.
We're actually hoping that it's going to be available during open beta.
Oh my, okay.
So if we can make this work, it is going to be a little bit of a push. So I'm not 100% guaranteeing that it will be there at the start of open beta. But if we can make it work, then anybody who buys an Apex during open beta will get that Apex refunded to them when they wipe. So, and these are the folks who buy it with real money. So if you go ahead and you spend the money to buy an Apex and then you sell it on the auction house and somebody else buys it and they use it, whatever money you got from that purchase and whatever that person uses it for will all be wiped, but you'll get the Apex back, so you can put it on the auction house when the game is live and sell it again.
Let's see. Yep, go ahead.
Yep. And so also when we do that, we're going to put up the patron for credits. I had seen earlier someone asked about patron for credits. Yes, you will be able to buy patron status for credits. And that's the general idea with the Apex, is that allows folks who don't want to or can't spend the money to play in the game and then be able to use the money that they get in the game and trade that for Apex, which then they can turn into patron status or other items that they want to on the marketplace. So hopefully that'll, I'm really, really hoping, we're trying very hard to get that in for open beta, or it may be a day late. Not guaranteeing the beginning of open beta, but hopefully it'll get in there. And then we're really interested to see what you guys think of it and how that works through the open beta event.
Yep. Because I mean, it's definitely a piece that's been missing. In terms of the store and in terms of the patron status, is having that access through Apex.
I did see that somebody was asking actually about a issue we had with the Glyph launcher about, I guess, earlier this week. Again, I'm losing track of time here. But the looping issue with the 8 gigabyte update, which would decrease the footprint of the install, that should now be resolved. If you haven't yet, definitely try it again. If you're continuing to have trouble, hit us up in the forums in the technical section. We'll check it out. We'll see if we can't help you out, because that should be resolved now.
We've actually got the patcher engineer in those forums, so please post in the technical forums and so that he can see it and can address your issue.
Yeah, and he'll ask you for information. He'll have you email him.
Logs.
Yeah, exactly. He'll ask you for your logs and such. So, yeah, no worries there. Other fun things that we're working on lately.
Crazy. I'm like looking at the list going, I'm not sure I can keep track of all of this, chat.
Well, if you want, you can actually scroll up and slow it down so you can actually...
I know, but then we miss stuff. No, not that we don't miss stuff anyway this way.
Let's see, I saw a couple of people asking about the contest. So we did have what turned out to be a very popular contest, again, for a screenshot contest for CBE4. I'm glad I got the number right. And somebody actually put together a video compiling all of the screenshots in that contest, which I think exceeded like 650 of them or something like that.
It was 663.
663, okay. But basically I've been going through them, and we're going to be judging them, and we did have about a week's time to put the results up, so we're working on them as quickly as we can. And the minute that we have them ready, we'll definitely post them up. We're also looking to doing another contest potentially for this closed beta as well, probably a video one. And once I've finalized details on that, I will make a little announcement and we'll give you the how-to. Should be a lot of fun.
Should be cool.
Yeah. Let's see, other things we can talk about. Do you see any good questions we can pick out of the chat maybe?
I'm seeing a lot of repeats for before.
Okay.
Someone was asking if it makes sense to purchase an Archeum Founders Pack right now. So I will say the closer we get to launch, the less time you'll get on alpha. So it's really up to you on what is important to you. I personally think that the glider is pretty damn cool. I really, really like that glider. And I apologize for not being able to show it off at the moment. We, unfortunately, the computer didn't get patched up in time.
We also had a last-minute patch as well.
We had a last-minute patch, yeah. So we, we'll try to get that to you sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely try to show it off to you before you we can share it on the forums. And so if you want to buy the Archeum Founders Pack now, you are more than welcome to. We are very happy if you would choose to do so. But it is up to you on what you want to do. So the only we are guaranteeing that there is one beta event left. Or one beta event next, and then we have another event after that, not PAX, I'm really talking about an on-server event, and more coming. So keep in mind that this is, it's up to you on what you want to buy.
Yeah. And again, there is definitely room on alpha. I did see somebody else asking about, well, what are you guys doing about all the land plots that were already taken and they've been occupied? If those people don't return to pay those taxes, they're not going to hold on to those things for much longer. In fact, actually, as I've been still playing my alpha character, you can actually see the land actually kind of freeing up again.
Yeah, so cycling out.
Right, and actually, a lot of us actually play on alpha even more than the betas, and we can definitely see that sort of that trend. So
and I actually lost my farm on alpha because I've been playing on omega. So I keep forgetting to
I'm
log
gonna
into
go
alpha
instead.
and like pay my taxes, and
It's important.
I
yeah.
finally remembered, and apparently it was too late.
So, yeah, definitely there's room to explore, room to put down roots, but again, know that alpha is temporary. It is not going to be there forever.
It's not going to be there forever. I do want to keep in mind, because I had seen some folks mention this, when we bring the alpha environment down, it is going to stay down for a while. Until we need a test environment, it's going to stay out of service.
Yes.
Yeah. Other things that actually we just discussed this week that are relatively new, we actually discussed how the character limitations are actually going to operate. And essentially, it's going to be everyone starting with 2 characters, and then...
Yeah, the current setup is starting with 2 character slots on the account. Additional slots can be purchased. The maximum will be 4 characters on a single server, 6 characters maximum on the account.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see, one other thing that's a little bit different than what we had for the betas is before the betas we had it basically based on region, which groups got to actually share an auction house. We want to reduce the stress on that auction house system, so we're actually going, yeah, I mean,
It's a little stressed right now.
That
It's a
auction
lot
server
stressed
fails,
right now.
it breaks everything
yeah,
with it. It's terrible.
we don't want to break
Whole
everything.
server comes down.
Yeah.
It's
Ideally
bad.
not, yeah. So instead we're
Backing that one up a little bit.
right. Yeah, just a little bit though, only by a factor of what, a third. So we're actually going to have it be 4 servers per auction house grouping, and we will definitely have more servers at launch than we do right now, and we'll definitely reveal which groups, basically which groups of which groups of servers,
servers are in which
have which
auction
auction houses, so you know who you're actually trading with.
Yep.
Did I mention it's been a long week?
I do want to actually call out, because I don't know how many people have been asking this, but some people may already have assumed it. The server names that you are seeing in beta are also the live server names, and they will stay in the regions they're in. For those of you who are planning for where you want to start, just so you know now, those server names are going to be the existing server, or the launch server names.
We are adding more servers
Yes.
for open
They're not
beta
the only
launch,
names,
so there will
but-
be more names.
Yeah.
We're going through your
So
questions.
many
And reading and reading.
questions. Do we have a video we can maybe share
While we go through,
the
yeah, I think we
questions?
can manage that, sure. Actually, here's a personal favorite of mine. Now, I know that y'all aren't all that fond of uprooters, but when it's put to humorous music, and also when somebody leaves an entire illegal farm just sitting out there, you kind of have to enjoy it. You kind of have to just smile at it. And this is a fine example, of course, at what looks like double or triple speed, of what happens when you don't defend your, sorry, I shouldn't say illegal farm, I was about to, your
that's not legal if you can do
off-the-grid
that.
farm, your adventure farm, extraneous farms, your farms which other people can, of course, freely uproot, and then get the saplings from, as you can see here. So, just know you're welcome to do this. You're also at risk when you do this. And I feel terrible for whomever just lost all these
Their
trees,
entire
because
set of
holy
trees.
crap, that's a lot of them. I can't remember if this actually ends with them getting caught or not. It'd be almost more funny if they did. Looks like they... No, that's just 2 of the people who are uprooting fighting each other for a second. But no, okay, he actually is fighting people from the castle and taking them all out. So even if they were defending, they would not have actually been able to keep it from happening. Sad face. Yeah, lesson to be learned. Guard your farms that are not actually protected. This has been a PSA. So we've actually been going through your Q&A here, and
We're ready to switch back?
yeah, I think we are.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I actually saw one that I just worked on fixing earlier this week. For people who were talking about the cash shop mounts that match in speed, specifically that was the Snow Lions. Thank you, people, for reporting that. There was actually a mismatch in item IDs. That was the wrong version of the Snow Lions that was on the store. So once the store gets updated, we will have the right versions. They will have mains.
And they'll be a little bit
because
slower.
their names are things like Snow Mane and Sand Mane. They will actually have those mains, which does slow them down. Apparently, that majestic hair kind of keeps them from running as fast.
It's a windbreak.
So that, yeah, so obviously that, I believe it was I want to say it was the Sandmane Snow Lion. It was an outlier in speed. That was incorrect. It is being fixed.
And somebody had asked about the glider for the silver packs. So don't fear, that glider looks like the starter glider, but it's actually a little bit better. So you do get a boost, and you can upgrade that glider just like you can upgrade the starter glider if you choose.
I did see somebody else asking actually about what is PAX. For those who don't know, and
fun.
no, that's fair. Actually, I've actually just been using the shorthand. PAX is short for Penny Arcade Expo. It's up in Seattle. This is its 10th year.
I want to say it's in there.
I think it's the
lost track,
10th. Yeah, I think, wow, that's amazing. Basically, we're going to be up there doing a little shindig on Friday night, if my memory serves, and I really hope that's right. It's either Friday or Saturday night.
Friday night.
It is Friday night,
Friday
thank you.
nights. Our party.
I wrote the article just a day ago. I should be able to remember this.
It was a whole day ago.
But yeah, basically, we have a shindig going. We're going to be doing a special announcement. You can read about it, not the announcement yet, because we haven't announced anything yet.
You can read about the announcement on Saturday.
That's
after
fair.
PAX.
No, that is fair. Yeah, we will actually be mirroring the announcement on the website, so don't worry about not actually being at the event. But if you can, we'd love to see you. And you got details on the when, where, and how right there on the website, so go check it out, if you please. You do not have to have a PAX ticket to attend.
Nope.
That's important to clarify.
I don't have a PAX badge.
No, no,
There-
I'm going for the party.
Yeah. And the only
parties,
reason
man.
I do is because I'm speaking on a panel, so there you go.
Oh, someone has a sweet corgi button from the PAX organizers. Need to find
I've
one of
got
those.
Oh,
to
that is
find that
pretty
for you,
neat.
don't
Yeah,
I?
I put the call out. I was like,
All right.
Evan, give me one of these buttons.
I'll look for
I
it,
need
sure.
it.
Let's see, I'm seeing somebody else asking about upgrading their Founders Pack from Silver to Gold. We do not currently have a Silver to Gold upgrade. We do have a Silver to Archeum upgrade. I don't think we're planning on having one that goes to Gold right now.
No.
So, again, the Archeum gives you, well, more. And also gives you alpha access, which is still very, like we were just mentioning earlier,
Alpha's still up.
very much up.
And Alpha's staying up through the beta. We pointed out because it's a little bit different than the way we've done other betas for other games, not for ArcheAge. The Alpha environment will continue to run through the beta.
Let's see. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the healer quest rewards and the lack of specific ones for those class sets. We definitely have been seeing the feedback on the forums. I haven't seen like a really good comprehensive one, but I've seen a lot of good sort of anecdotal experiences. And this is just so you guys are aware, and we said it in previous live streams, we actually do compile your feedback. We sort of pre-digest it. We say here's a trend of what we're seeing from our players. Here's something which their gameplay is showing. Here's what the data is showing, and we bring it over to Excel and again jointly decide on where to bring the game and the direction to go in. So
Healing Weapons is another really good example where, because we are launching with a 1.2 server, when those stat changes happened and those weapons became important to healers in Korea, they had an established player base, many of whom were already max level. So having them added to the quest rewards while leveling up was not something they needed really to do because that was for a very minimal amount of their player base.
It's true.
In our case, all of our player base is starting from level 1 and needing these weapons. So that is absolutely like a region-specific type of feedback.
I saw a comment I just want to comment on really quickly. Somebody asked how they can become a GM in ArcheAge. Guess what? We're hiring. Especially if you're in the Austin, Texas area. Please go to our website and apply.
Tryonworlds.com/careers.
yeah, because our CS team is actually scaling up, actually in direct response to
Significantly.
ArcheAge. So good question to ask, and there's the answer.
And I'm happy to give you the ansser.
Totally.
Because we need more players. We need players as GMs. That's like the
That's
win.
nice.
That is the absolute
Yeah.
win.
Well, and actually, we've had I've seen on the forums a lot of people asking like, how do I get part of CS? How do I help out? I want to be part of this, and there's your answer right there. Let's see other questions that we're getting here.
Lots and lots and lots of questions. Somebody asked if you can buy credits with the Steam Wallet, and you currently cannot. Being able to actually use the Steam Wallet in the game is a fairly delicate technical task, and it is not one that we have actually been able to. It's not one that makes sense, to be honest, for us. Certainly for launch, we'll be looking at it as we move forward to see if it makes sense moving forward, and see if there's another option to give folks. But for right now, if you want to buy credits, you do need to purchase them on the Tryon World site. You can still purchase the Archeum, Silver, and Gold packs through Steam.
I did want to touch on one of the topics I've seen both on the forums and actually in the chat just even now. People talking about what is our plan for consumables being used in Arena. Now, we have a wide array of consumables in the game. They're definitely designed to be used. They're not to be ignored at all. That said, I can totally understand why some players are concerned about they wanting more of a controlled environment versus having to do all these consumables. This is again where we want your feedback. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, but I have fed back and I have posted on the forums. That's awesome. And more than likely, if you've already posted on the forums, we've probably already seen it and we've probably already shared it. It's one of the topics, I think, even from the first beta, I was feedbacking to the team and saying, look, we're seeing a lot of trending topics on arena PvP and how how to limit it and how to prevent consumables from sort of making not even making it unfair, just making it difficult to keep at the top of your game, I guess is the fair thing to say. And it's a good question. It's one I don't have the answer to right now, and it's one that we are looking to your guys' feedback and your guys' gameplay to give us insight.
I do see a lot of comments about the regrade charms. I did want to actually talk about that because those just got added to the store today. That is part of what we are doing, is collecting feedback. They are on the store for your feedback. So I am glad to see that people do have comments and do have opinions and are noticing they're there. Please do continue to post that so we can take a look at it.
On the forums.
On the forums. I can't read all of this chat.
No, not so much.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but she keeps gesturing to me, going, "Scroll, scroll! You're getting distracted. Start scrolling, scrolling."
Yeah.
As I stopped while I was saying that.
There was.
So there were some questions on credits, and just a reminder that any credits that you purchase will be refunded to you on Head Start. So if you if you're in the Head Start, you'll get those credits when you log in for the Head Start. And if you are not in the Head Start, then, well, you'll get it when you can log in at launch. Your Founders items will also be awarded to your characters when you log in for Head Start. So the first character you create when you log all the way in should, and I'm saying should because it hasn't totally been tested yet, have all of the Founders items in their mail. You should be ready to go.
Yeah.
And Apex is only purchasable with real money. You cannot purchase Apex with credit. So the person who's asking me if you purchase Apex with credit, you can't do that anyway. So no, we're not getting it back to you. But if you purchase Apex with real money, we will give that back to you at Head Start.
There's definitely a related question actually about, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, loyalty points. They actually will be fully reset and not reimbursed at
Correct.
launch.
Loyalty
I had a
points
feeling
will start
that was
with
the
from
case.
0, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Generally speaking, if you paid real money for it, we'll give it back to you. Otherwise, it's gone.
Yep.
And quite frankly, just for people to understand that, some of the stuff available in the loyalty token store for people who maybe had a huge backlog of loyalty tokens would be a little bit too much for day one for Head Start.
I think I've got over 5,000 or something at this point, so.
Let's see, I'm seeing somebody asking about labor points. It's been a popular topic, obviously, and essentially it's much like what we said before. Labor is, I'd argue, the biggest gameplay topic we've been talking to Excel about since the start of beta, probably even since the start of alpha. And your feedback has been fantastic, and we've taken it into account, and we are obviously talking to Excel about it. And the decision will be a joint one. We work collaboratively with Excel Games. It's it's not like we're saying, look, you guys have to do this. No, we want to make it work together with the developer. So.
And some of the systems that we're talking about, especially around labor, are so integral to the balance of the game, and they're just like this major core component of the game that we've got to be really, really careful with the changes that we make, because we may make a change that seems good, and it can have catastrophic effects.
Gentle adjustments,
Gentle adjustments, well thought through. So
exactly.
It takes a little bit longer because we've got to try to figure out all of the impacts of whatever the changes are that we're making.
To the folks talking about mounts disappearing from hotbars. Yes, hotbars, that's the word.
Hotbars.
That's actually, I'll admit it, I've actually not seen that one on the forums yet. I'm curious to know more.
Go to the forums.
So if you haven't already posted, after this I'll go and look and see if you guys have already given me details on what the heck is going on with that. But that shouldn't happen. So it's either, it could be that it's a temporary mount, even though I don't think we have those.
Might be a settings conflict too, because they're saying it's happening on beta and not alpha. I wonder if it's writing settings to the same place.
That could be it. All right.
Especially if they're pointing at the same install, I wonder if it's writing settings to the same place.
That's
So yeah, we can look
likely.
at that later on.
Yep.
All right, so I'll check that out because I'm damn curious about what's going on there. To the folks asking about Archeum, we actually addressed it earlier in the show. We'll the long and short is that we are talking to XL Games about it. We have provided gameplay data about it. It is a very important topic to us. So don't think it's just you who cares, because we care too.
Yes.
We're going to play this game.
We are.
And better believe that we want it to be the best it can possibly be here, not just because we're trying, but also because we're gamers. We really love this game.
I actually made a pretty sweet compound on Omega that I really want to recreate on live. That was like my practice
seen
run.
it, yeah.
I've seen it. So
Yeah,
proud of
it's
that
pretty
thing.
awesome.
I'm like, I want this.
I was so
like
jealous.
Multiple farms, like
Yeah.
a farmhouse.
Well, and you actually have, we've got like one of the tiny houses actually as a gazebo.
Yeah, I've got like the Harani house is like my little crafting shack.
I'm jealous.
bit of
I was very
awesome.
jealous.
So this glider
Yeah.
the folks talking about,
Yeah.
the white, purple, gold one,
Yeah.
is that the PAX
Is that the
glider?
PAX later?
I don't know. I haven't seen the picture for the Twitter updates, to be honest, so I couldn't tell you.
I think that's the PAX glider.
But I know we have some PAX glider screenshots.
You know, it's funny. That's actually those were some of the screenshots we were taking part of the press kit for PAX.
There are likely that PAX
You
glider
think
then.
so, yeah.
Because I know that
The royal purple colored one.
Yep, that's it. That's
All right,
PAX
well then
glider.
that's the PAX
Go to
glider.
PAX,
I
you get
didn't
it.
actually know that was it. I thought it was a pretty glider that we put in some screenshots.
It's a
but,
pretty glider that we put in screenshots because we're giving it away.
Good reason then. Yeah, so that will be the PAX glider. Let's see, other fun things that are going on. To people who, I haven't actually seen it asked, but I did want to head it off at the pass. We do not actually have a live stream of the event going on. We tried to make it happen, but there were long and short logistics just didn't pan out. Now, and we actually mentioned earlier, but I'll repeat it, we will actually have the announcement mirrored on the website probably within an hour of us actually announcing it at the show. So don't worry, you may see some people on Twitter and Facebook yelling about it, but you'll see it yourself on our proper channels shortly afterwards. So no worries there.
So folks know what we're doing at PAX, just because I don't think we've actually laid out the whole thing.
Please.
We are going to be talking with press during the day, which should be pretty cool. Most of those articles will come out as soon as they can write them, I'm sure. And then in the evening, from 7 to 10, we are having a party. You should have gotten an email on that.
Should have.
If you didn't, check the forums. I believe that Scapes' late night update last night has that information on it. And I'm going to sneeze, so somebody else say something.
Saying something to cover the
Don't
sneeze.
sneeze. Don't sneeze.
There.
Thanks.
But yeah, so it's you guys all should have gotten the email, and that'll have full details on what we are doing there.
This is some interesting stuff that I
Yeah.
So for those of you who do keep an eye on development that's coming out of Korea, I do know that we see some people who are seeing 1.7 and what's in 1.7 from there. We are actively talking with XL Games as far as any of those features or pieces that can be bumped forward, although the bulk of the content will of course be held for 1.7 when we actually have time to translate that. Some of the other stuff is also marketplace updates in terms of store functionality. So I see people asking for like mount preview in the store. XL Games and Tryon and several others have been talking about improvements to the store. We'll see where those go after lunch.
Yeah. There are, XL Games definitely wants to make improvements to the store, and they have started to work on it. We have no timing on when that will actually come out, so.
But when you start seeing it as part of
Yep.
what's going on in Korea, expect that you will also eventually see it with us as well.
Yeah. And keep in mind, in the vast majority of cases, if something goes live in Korea, we are very likely to get it here in the West. We have translation time in the middle, so I apologize, it will not be day and date. But we figured you'd like it in English, French, and German, and not Korean.
Let's see. I know that I saw one that I've been wanting to answer. Actually, 2 and now 3. Cool. First one, people asking about purchasing stuff from the Tron World store. Why things seem to be more expensive in euros than in dollars. The answer is very simple. We are bound by law to include the VAT, that's the value-added tax, as part of the show cost, the display cost, whereas we are not $4. So you actually get the tax included in the initial price. You don't get it with the dollars. The tax is added with the dollars after, or not after the transaction, at the end of the transaction. So really it actually is the same price in the end. So it may seem otherwise, but I assure you it is not. I'm going to pretend like I remember the second one and
What was the
find...
third one?
Yes, a question about the official server list before launch. Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean,
the
come
beta
on.
servers.
We're going to give you one. It's all the beta
Not
servers
part of
are
it
going to be
already.
launched, and then any ones that we add, we'll be sure to give you guys ample time to choose which one you want to go to and target for your domination and your conquest. So no worries there.
I saw some folks asking about the Sloth Glider and the Pegasus and some of the other
I was going
items.
to dodge those, but okay.
No, I think it's fair. So we are not planning on having those on the store at launch because those items are the best in the game, and it's really important for us that we are not selling best in slot items. You guys need to be able to get those items without having to fork over any money. So in order to allow us to go ahead and sell the Pegasus and the Sloth, we are working with XL Games to normalize the stats for those items so that they're more in line with the things that you can get in the game. Mm-hmm. And once that happens, we'll be happy to put them on the store, because I would love a Sloth Glider.
You and me both, actually. Yeah.
He's really cute.
Although, actually, since you brought it up, what I really want is the bear with the bizarre sprint.
The charge.
The charge, sorry, right, yeah. That picks up the character and runs. And
there's some cute stuff.
There's some cute stuff.
Yeah. And then we've been talking about the dolphins, too, which are, again, in the future.
In the
not
future.
right now. But let's see. One that I think we've mentioned it like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. It's okay. People are asking about the pricing for Patron.
Yeah. Yes. Look at Rift.
Yep. Rift pricing.
That's it.
I remember that was the answer.
I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I know they match
it with Rift pricing.
So, yeah, you can see a pretty good parallel there. To the fellow who keeps on asking about Windscour, that's actually been one that I share the concern as well. I know that you're concerned about there was a phasing issue there, and especially to the one fellow who posted in the forum saying, I've got 11 plots of land here, please help me out. I'm like, I totally feel you. This is actually, again, one of the other bugs that we've brought up to XL, and
it is specific to the configuration on that server, by the way. This is not like it's not just like an ArcheAge game bug. This is actually something to do with our individual configuration on Alpha, which is part of why other things have taken precedence.
Yeah. Since Alpha will be going away, it won't be probably much longer.
Whatever happened to Scape's hot pepper gaming video?
No.
No,
Scapes is going to do it, not me.
Oh no, she said they said Scapes, not you.
Okay, good. Because no, that's crazy.
You're not Scapes, I'm Scapes.
That's crazy.
No, we talked about it actually. We said like we wanted to save it for the right time, for the right window, and geez, we did say the words open beta, and we are going to PAX and. And ArcheAge is, launching in 2014, so
I know where to get the jalapeno.
There's not a lot of 14 left. Actually, no. Quite seriously, there's even just the Safeway right here has
down the street
jalapenos and habaneros rather. And every time I pass, I'm like, my future's right there. So no, it hasn't been rolled out. It's just timing. But things not related to me eating hot peppers. Actually, no. Quite seriously, there's even just the Safeway right here has jalapenos and habaneros rather. One every time I pass, constantly asking about getting disconnected when you choose a server. One, if you're trying to connect to a server when we don't have a beta active, and if you're not an alpha, that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to connect. If you are alpha and you're getting that issue,
logging into the alpha server.
Logging into the alpha server, we should actually have a knowledge base article which actually helps troubleshoot all the potential things that could happen there. So definitely hit up its support.tryongames.com, and I'd be surprised if working through those troubleshooting issues do not fix you. If they don't, that's okay. Come on back to the forums in the technical section, or hit up our team. If you're in alpha, you'll actually have live chat access, so just live chat with our guys and they'll set you up. So. I
do see a lot of mentioning of invert mouse and borderless windowed mode. Those, we've mentioned it before, those have been passed along to XL Games. They're on their plate to look into for post-launch development.
Yep.
So a lot of these things, I know we keep saying that they're on the plate for post-launch, but there's been so much integration that's necessary to make this all work and be able to bring it to launch, that a lot of these things have been sort of, if we can get to them, we'll get to them, but we have to make sure that we can get to launch with stable servers, be able to buy things on the stores with gold as well as with credits.
The auction house being stable at load.
It's kind of a major thing.
It's true.
So we are working on those things that are absolutely critical for launch. And certainly those two items are on the list for, we need to really, really look at them as soon as we can.
Let's see, two quick ones. I saw somebody asking, will we have ample time, ample notice before launch? The short answer is we're going to try to give you as much time as possible to make your preparations, so no worries there. The other person asking, can you recap what the wipe plan is? Absolutely. Actually, Amanda mentioned it earlier.
Yep.
We will be not wiping before open beta. We'll be wiping between open beta and head start. End of story. Oh, and alpha will not be wiping. But we will definitely be bringing alpha down, and that data will kind of go into cold storage for an indeterminate amount of time.
Until we need another test server.
There you go.
Exactly.
So that answers that.
Yay! So many questions.
Yep. But again, a lot of repeats, a lot of same of the repeats there. What day of the week will launch be?
It will be on the day we announce it. Well, on the day that we announce launch will be.
There.
Yes.
Done.
It's in there.
You're not going to weasel it out of us, guys.
Will I
been
have
trained
time to
too
shower
hard.
during the head start? I sure hope so, for everyone's sake.
Please.
Oh, please.
Yeah, don't
Although
abandon.
there was that guy on
Do a
Rift.
favor.
There was that guy on Rift?
Yeah, so when we, sorry to talk about another game.
No, it's
but,
okay. I'm curious.
When we launched Rift, the first guy to hit level 50 actually stayed up for 3 days straight.
Yep.
We don't advocate this.
Don't do that.
Please.
Crazy.
Take care of yourselves.
Yes.
Someone's
please.
asking about stats on the Phoenix glider. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is the pretty standard.
A lot of repeats, a lot of same of the repeats there. What day of the week will launch be?
It will be on the day we announce it. Well, on the day that we announce launch will be.
There.
Yes.
Done.
It's in there.
You're not going to weasel it out of us, guys.
Will I
been
have time
trained
to
too
shower
hard.
during the head start? I sure hope so, for everyone's sake.
Please.
Oh, please.
Yeah, don't
Although
abandon.
there was that guy on
Do a
Rift.
favor.
There was that guy on Rift?
Yeah, so when we, sorry to talk about another game.
No, it's
but,
okay. I'm curious.
When we launched Rift, the first guy to hit level 50 actually stayed up for 3 days straight.
Yep.
We don't advocate this.
Don't do that.
Please.
Crazy.
Take care of yourselves.
Yes.
Someone's
please.
asking about stats on the Phoenix glider. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is the pretty standard sail glider of medium, medium, high, high.
I believe
If
so.
you,
It's a pretty standard template for glider stats.
Yep. If you look at the gliders in the store right now, I think they are the same.
They are the
stats.
same. They are the feathered ones.
The
Yeah.
feather gliders. So.
To the one fellow who's asking about labor potion cooldowns. It's actually a technical limitation that's preventing us from making it. I want to say.
Character-specific.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Excel Games is aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a technical issue.
Yep.
And again, we appreciate the feedback on it. Seriously. ArcheAge translating to Spanish. Right now we're focusing on French and German. Who knows what the future will bring? But right now we are trilingual for English, French, and German.
Correct.
Character transfers.
after
Yep,
release.
take it, yeah.
Probably after release.
After release.
Like those are the keywords. After release, not at
Yes.
launch.
So we've actually talked with Excel Games, and they are working on some tools that will allow you to transfer yourselves. But that is definitely not going to make it in time for live. It will be after.
Yeah. But though we do have improved tools coming for CS to restore accounts that, for whatever reason, lost
Characters that
character
were-
data.
yep,
So you
exactly.
can actually, it's going to be a snapshot, essentially, of where your character was at X point in time, making it that much easier to, okay, here you go, here's all your stuff back.
Yep.
So.
Yep, we've actually got phase 1 in space right now.
You're
Awesome.
testing
That's
things
great.
already happening.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Yep.
Okay.
So some of you folks who have lost your stuff, you should be able to get it all back now. And I think we are running that tool every day, so it shouldn't take too long once your ticket's been addressed.
And I haven't said it this live stream yet, but this is why we test, guys.
Yes.
We're coming up on the end of the hour, and we didn't start late, so we don't have to go extending too long.
cool.
But we can try out, even though I've already tested out this new giveaway system. All
right.
For those who are live streamers, the guy who does the Chrome add-on thingy mabob, his giveaway add-on is working again, so we're going to use that rather than Nightbot. Essentially, it should only filter for people who are following us, so if you haven't yet, be sure to follow us, please. We'll give you a moment to do exactly that. Meanwhile, how does one become a GM? Well, first off, we actually have a pretty good job description
Too many
I use way too many
acronyms.
I'm ex-Microsoft. When I first joined Microsoft, the first thing I was told was to dedicate an entire page of my notebook to the acronyms. When I came here, I had to detox a little, and it hasn't quite happened yet, so forgive me. The job description actually has full details on expectations, on responsibilities, on perks, like what the job brings, but also what would be bonus for you as a candidate to bring to the job as well. So definitely check out.
I think so.
Yay.
That's right.
Okay.
We will confirm that and post it on the forums.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. All right.
Are you ready?
Probably enough time to follow us now, so we're going to roll the first one, and
What are we giving away? Archeum?
we're giving away Archeum. Or we're going to Alpha. I thought we were doing Alpha before. You just said the word though.
I think I might be feeling generous. I think I'm
Okay.
feeling generous.
So we're giving away Archeum, which is a bit of an upgrade from what I had said on the
So you'll
the
get
live
that
stream
pretty
thing.
Phoenix glider that everyone's been talking about.
Exciting. All right. You guys don't have to type anything, so
Yeah.
Yes.
don't worry about
new
that.
tool. Don't do anything. You're good. Don't worry.
Well, thankfully, this one actually should show up right here, so we don't have to go chasing it through the backlog. This is why I'm very happy about this this add-on. So here we go.
All right,
Little drum
and the
roll.
first one.
Ignitar. I know that guy. He's one of our streamers, actually.
Oh, cool.
Wow. Congrats. You're gonna bring a little. Oh, there you go.
We're going to write it down so that
Congratulations, Ignitar.
we don't lose you.
Okay, we're gonna roll again. And there's an acre, you guys. Insnafan. Yep. Let's see. Okay, and he's falling. That's awesome. And for our third and final roll, Bandora 21. Bandora 21. So, for you guys who just got called, first off, congratulations. Second off, you'll get a message from us on Twitch from Tron Worlds, and we will set you guys up with, should be a code, I think, is the new method we're using. So, it's even faster than before.
Yep.
Cool. You guys, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it, quite seriously. And for those who are going to be up in Seattle and braving PAX, we hope to see you. Again, check out the website for details on the party. We really do hope to see you. It'll be a lot of fun.
It'd be
Next
great if
Friday,
you
You'll
could
get
hang
cool
out.
stuff. You'll hang out with us. Get a ask your questions. Open bar. So I don't think I need to convince you though. Other than that, enjoy closed beta tomorrow. Again, I'm kind of beside myself. We're actually doing it so rapidly,
can
but
you
that's
believe it?
awesome. No,
Another
I
one.
This
can't.
one's
I
longer
really.
too. This one's like a little bit longer in
Well,
duration
because
as well.
Yeah.
I remember being a gamer back in the day, and it's like a month wait between closed beta events. I'm like, oh, I'll never survive. And then your guys just
What,
pull
like
up the
4 days?